I was gonna say, like, Atsu is a complete, like, her character, which makes sense, is the complete opposite of Jin. Like, she's more sharp-tongued, and Jin, in the first game,
What you need, I might have,
is more calm, very respecting, and like, I guess that makes sense. Like, with this game, it's more like, you know, fighting dirty, like throwing dirt into enemies' eyes, you know. Whereas like Jin is more, you know, honorable, but you know, Atsu is willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. I mean, it makes sense. She's coming for revenge.
Sometimes I feel you all think I just make these maps magically appear.
Whereas
You know
Jin
I don't bite.
is more,
Funny. You are hilarious.
you know, his basis is honor.
There.
And that's why, like, I feel like people complain about there's no sequel to, you know, Ghost of Tsushima. Like, Jin's story is done. And I know, based on the preview, I know it's kind of spoiler alert, but like, he's mentioned, but that means his story is finished. There's no more to do. You know, the first game, you helped him accomplish what he needed to do in terms of getting or not really getting his honor. I mean, you know, I guess more so grow, you know, like when you reach that peak of honor, what else is there left to do, right? And I guess the only way to go is kind of down after being honorable for so long. And I guess like Jin, he was there, like he was so close to being named his uncle's son officially, but he didn't want to go down that path. Like he disagreed, so like he became his own man or own person rather than following, you know, the typical protocols. And I feel like with Atsu, like she's the complete opposite. Everything's kind of personal. Like the style is completely different, like in terms of fighting and talking. You know, she's a complete 180 from, you know, from Jin. But aside from like, you know, clearly Jin is a man and Atsu is a woman. There are other opposite traits between the two characters, and I think they did a really good job because like there's no point in, you know, having a sequel where it's another man and then he's out for revenge. I feel like that kind of story is not as entertaining or interesting as like a female lead, like for example Kill Bill, right? Even though they've kind of followed that play, like I think everyone instantly thought like, okay, female samurai looking for revenge, what do you think of right away? Kill Bill, right? But it just makes sense, like with that direction. You know, it's in Japan, back then in Japan, right? Honor was the most important thing. So like that is like the critical thing to focus on, whether a person has honor or they don't. You know, and she has a different sense of honor. I think that's what Sucker Punch is trying to show, especially with the revenge story. It's a different type of honor compared to Jin, right? From there, I would be curious after this game, what would be the next sequel? Like, you know, what would that story look like? Because in a way, if you think about it, Jin regained his honor by going through kind of revenge in a way, or rescuing his uncle. I guess that's kind of different. I guess it's not really revenge. His uncle didn't die, but he was saving him, and he kind of got revenge a little bit in the beginning when he was fighting Koda Khan, like when he first like, you know, died on the battlefield and then came back and then faced him on the bridge and then he lost and then he gathered the troops and built a campaign. Yeah, so that I guess that's semi-revenge, but yeah, I think it's a very it made logical sense for this to be the next story. And now I'm just curious what the next story after this is going to be, because you know, where else is there to go with with Honor? Maybe like more ninja type of fighting, or getting into like breaking more of the samurai code. I mean, she's already broken the. I mean, she's not really following the samurai code, but maybe the next game after this one would be something more like ninja related. Even though like Ghost touched on that, because I think they do at some point mention Shinobi, but like leaning more in that direction. Yeah. Like, I guess maybe the next thing is like a clan, like a ninja clan, or one of the clan members betrays. Like, betrayal is maybe the next thing. This is revenge. Jin was more honor. I think the next thing would be betrayal, potentially. But it'd be interesting. I don't know. That's my guess. Is the next. I mean, I really have to think about it. If that is going to be the next, if that's the next thing after this game, I really can't think of anything else in terms of what would be the next thing. You know, especially with someone coming back, like has a ghost, right? So betrayal would be another concept. Yeah, I'm blanking on any other type of concepts that would fit well. And then the if there are going to be additional games after that, it's going to be difficult to write without being repetitive. Unless they go into a different era of Japan, or I don't know, maybe use one of the folklore of like Japanese folklore, like what's that famous swordsman? What's his name? I can't remember. But, following him, or like kind of having that kind of story, like a complete badass swordsman, and everyone wants to fight him or something like that. Yeah. Maybe there's like bigger stakes involved. And I think that's where like betrayal might be, it could potentially go that way, where if the story is betrayal, there's bigger stakes involved with like a family or a clan that they're trying to save. The lead is trying to save. I don't know. I'm just spouting random, ideas of what would be the next game's storyline. Drink 2 jars of sake. No, interesting. Ooh. Triangle X, square, circle LL. Cool. This is a bad idea to do drunk when you're in real life. I don't know why they're doing this. Triangle X. Oh shit.